Today, we're exploring the book The Four Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. Ruiz is a Mexican author and spiritual teacher who took his teachings from the ancient wisdom of the Toltec and summarized them for us in his book. As we've grown up, we've subconsciously made a bunch of agreements with ourselves. These agreements guide our behavior and act as an internal compass by which we decide what we do and don't do. The problem, however, is that these agreements were made by our parents, teachers, or other adults, and not by ourselves. As a solution, this book presents us with 4 agreements we should make in order to live a better life. The first agreement: be impeccable with your word. This agreement highlights the extraordinary power of our words and how they shape our lives and the lives of others. They can create harmony or chaos, build trust or break relationships. Consequently, the author urges us to use our words responsibly, positively, and truthfully. This includes avoiding negative self-talk and gossip about others, as well as being truthful and clear in your communication. Suppose you're a parent and often tell your child, "You're so clumsy." Over time, the child may internalize this negative label and start believing they're naturally clumsy, leading to a lack of confidence in their physical abilities. On the other hand, if you're mindful of your words and say, "It's okay, we all trip and fall sometimes." With practice, you'll get better. Your child will likely see their clumsiness as a temporary situation, not a permanent trait. The second agreement: don't take anything personally. This agreement reminds us that people's behaviors and words are a projection of their own reality, their own experiences, and beliefs, not necessarily an accurate judgment of who you are. Imagine you're at a public speaking event and you make a small mistake in your speech. One person in the audience laughs and makes a critical comment. If you take their words personally, you might feel embarrassed, or your confidence may be shaken, possibly scare you off from public speaking in the future. But, if you don't take it personally, you can maintain your self-esteem, consider the criticism objectively, and continue to improve your skills. This agreement, therefore, acts as a shield, protecting your peace of mind and self-acceptance. It's a reminder that you have control over your reactions and feelings, and you don't have to let others' words or actions define your worth or affect your emotional well-being. The third agreement: don't make assumptions. This agreement is about understanding that we all have our own unique perspectives and experiences, and what may seem obvious to one person may not be so to another. The practice of making assumptions often leads us to misunderstandings and unnecessary conflicts. Consider this scenario: you've sent an important email to a colleague and haven't received a response after a couple of days. It's easy to jump to conclusions and make assumptions, like they're ignoring me or they don't respect my time. However, these assumptions are based on your perspective and not necessarily the reality of the situation. In practicing the third agreement, rather than making assumptions, you would reach out to your colleague again or speak to them directly. You might find that your colleague never received the email, or they've been out of office due to a personal issue. The third agreement, therefore, encourages us to seek clarity over making assumptions, improving our relationships, and reducing misunderstandings and conflicts. The fourth agreement: always do your best. This agreement emphasizes the importance of always doing your best, understanding that your best can and will change from moment to moment. It means doing the best you can, under any circumstance, without self-judgment or regret. For example, imagine you're a runner. Some days you might be able to run a mile in under 6 minutes, while on other days, you might need 7 minutes. Both instances represent your best at those particular times, considering different factors like your health, the weather, or your mood. This agreement acknowledges that your best varies based on these factors. But why is this agreement important? First, it teaches us about self-acceptance. Recognizing that our best fluctuates helps us avoid negative self-judgment. It's not about comparing your current performance with past performances, but about appreciating your effort in the present moment. Second, this agreement encourages action. Even if you can't give 100%, giving 50 or even 20% is better than doing nothing. In this way, it promotes progress over perfection. Lastly, always doing your best fosters a sense of fulfillment. When you know you've given your best, it brings a sense of satisfaction and peace, regardless of the outcome. In conclusion, the 4 agreements offer a framework for battling the inner and outer conflicts we face daily. They are simple yet profound principles that guide us toward a life of freedom and happiness. However, it's important to remember that these agreements require consistent practice and mindfulness. As we wrap up, we challenge you to implement these agreements in your life. What difference do they make in your everyday experiences? We'd love to hear your stories in the comments below.